Good day, my fellow trainees and learners. It is my pleasure to be one of your trainers in today's video. My name is Akira, and I will be introducing to you one of Microsoft's applications, OneDrive. Let's start navigating OneDrive while looking at its interface. Open your Microsoft 365 account, and you can see in the upper left corner a waffle icon, which we call the App Launcher. Click that one, and just click the OneDrive application. You will be directed into a new tab. At this point, we can now look at the interface of OneDrive. First, in the left panel, you can see the list of all your files in this My Files. And you can also see the Recent button, wherein you can click to easily find the files that you opened recently without checking every file you have in your OneDrive. We also have here the Shared button, where you can see all the files that were shared with you by other people, whether in your organization or not. And there is also a tab that shows the files that you shared to other people, you shared with others. Next is, of course, the recycle bin. You have about 30 days to retrieve your data, even if you have already deleted it before. But once your recycle bin is full, it will automatically delete the oldest files after 3 days. If you want to retrieve or permanently delete your data, you can click the File and click Delete or Restore button on the upper left of the screen. Aside from these shortcuts for your files, we also have quick access to our themes. Look, I have a lot of themes here. These are the Microsoft themes that I usually open, or there are many files that I have been looking into recently. Moreover, we can create a shared library. I'll show you how to create one so you can try it too. I'm sure most of you are not aware of what is a shared library. A shared library is where you can store and access files anywhere on any device, and it is for everybody. Note that it is not a Teams group, but it is a drive for a certain type of people. Here, we type the name of the group we want to input. As for us, let me type Microsoft Youth Ambassadors Region 7. We have our name already. If you have already input the name of your group, you should see a statement that tells you the name is available, so you can ensure that there are no other groups that have the same name as yours. After that, start typing the name of the members. If they belong to the same organization you are in, you can directly type their names. However, if they are outside of your organization, you need to input their email address. Now, let us look into the advanced settings. Let's click this one, and we can see the following, such as site and email address. In this part, the application will automatically make a site and email address, so this is just one email that everyone can click every time they share something or access files in the group. Next is privacy, which we must choose if the group will be either public or private. If you have a lot of sensitive information, you should probably choose or click private. As for the language, pick one, but I believe most of us would choose English. Once you're done setting these things, click Create. Once the shared library is created, you can just check that later on your site. As for now, let's go back first to our files and let's continue navigating the interface. Here on the upper part, we can see the search bar, and we also have the settings here. Let's click that one to go to the OneDrive settings. You should see something like this on your screen. And now, let's check these two tabs in our left panel. Most of the time, if you're experiencing difficulties in your OneDrive account, you should probably check your notifications to find out the errors and change them. Here, we can see these things. It is on us if we want to on everything or modify and turn some of them off. We also have the tab here for more settings, where we can manage the access, region, language, features, and storage. If there are other things that we cannot find, perhaps we can go to the old side settings page. My fellow trainees and learners, it is best to know that we ourselves know how to edit the settings, so we know how to fix some errors and change the things in OneDrive based on our preferences. Besides the settings button, we have here the help button to help us know more about OneDrive. Now let's go back to the OneDrive interface. Here you can see the new button if you want to create a folder, a Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Forms, Visio, and even a link. You can automatically make everything here and it will open all of these Microsoft apps. You don't need to open a separate file from your device. Now let's focus on the last option, this one, which is the link. If you have a large file or website from a third-party application, you don't need to download that and upload it here on OneDrive. That will be much waste of time, so you can just share the link through this button. This feature is one of the best things in OneDrive. Next, beside the new button is the upload button, where we can put files and folders. If you're uploading pictures and you cannot see them here in the Microsoft apps, then the upload button is the best thing, is your solution. You can also see the progress of the file on the side once you start uploading. We also have here the sync button. If you're using this device as your own, your Microsoft 365 account is synced with your device. As long as you're not sharing it with others, not the school property, and not also used by your friend and family. As for me, let me close this one. We also have here Automate for us to further edit and enhance our OneDrive. Next is the sorting option. where we can choose from the following: type, name. You also have here the ascending, descending, and even the file size. If you want to change the style or appearance of your list, you can click this one. And you can click either from the following: list, compact list, and tiles. You can see the difference, right? Well, let me put this back on the default, which is the list. Next, we click this eye icon to see all of our activities. Even if we are only naming, sharing, and creating those files before, all of those will be presented here, and they are arranged in chronological order. And this is how we navigate the interface of OneDrive application. At this point, I'm going to show you the sharing options. When we are creating our files, it is not always limited to us, as some files are bound to be shared with others. How do we do that? You can click on any folder or file. For me, I will click this one. And then we will click this icon to share, or we can also click the share button on the upper part. You can also see more like copy link, download, print, delete, rename. There are more options such as these and even version history. It is great to check the version history, especially if you have already shared it with other people and you want to restore it to version 1 or version 2 and so on. Now, let's click the share button. And you should see this on your screen. First, let's check if we are sharing the right file. As for me, French notes, politics. Second, if we click this option, we will see 4 choices. We can share it with anyone or people in our group or organization. For me, people in .ed's region 7, people with existing access, and with specific people. If we have shared the file with other people already, we can click the third option. But if it is our first time, we should not click the third option. We also have other settings here. We can allow other people to edit the file or not. We can also set an expiration date to further secure a file, and we can set a password. Lastly, we have here the block download, but I cannot use it right now because we allow others to edit the file. If we disable editing, we can block other people from downloading the file. Once we have changed the settings and we are good to go, just click apply. Let's now start trying to add some people. We can also add some messages. like mine. I typed, "Hello friends, this is the file you suggested. Stay safe and have fun learning." You can click send and it will automatically go to their email. If you are using Outlook, you can see this, you can send this through Outlook. But this is the shortcut. If we plan to share it with other people, we can just click the copy button and we can share it with other people on various messaging platforms. If you want to check who are the people that have access to the file and the sharing link, you can click this one on the bottom part. You can now see the link giving access to other people. Let's close this one and go back to the file that we shared. Let's click the sharing options. Now, you might ask that what if other people don't need to access the file anymore due to certain reasons and you're the only one now that has access to your file? Don't worry, as what you can do is manage access. Click this one and find the manage access. Here you can see other options you can do with your file, like open, preview, share, copy link, and so on. Let's click manage access. And you will get to see this. Let's click this ellipsis beside the link giving access, which is more options. You can now click this cross mark to remove the link. Even if other people have a copy of this link, if you click remove link and delete link, it will be no longer redirected to your file once they click that link. Finally, you're the only one now that has access to your file. If you want to share it again, just follow what we did before and remember that we can always manage your access and limit or restrict the people that can access your file. And that is how we navigate our OneDrive, my fellow trainees and learners. I hope you apply what you have learned from this video and use OneDrive while learning.